Hey, it's Scott from Family Wheels, and this week we're testing out the Volvo XC90 hybrid SUV. Now, doing what we do here on the channel, I get to test a lot of different vehicles, and as a result, my wife and family get to ride in a lot of different vehicles. Now, it's a little bit anecdotal, but I would say that of everything that we've driven and tested on the channel, you would be hard-pressed to get my wife to pick any vehicle as a daily driver over this guy, the XC90. Simply put, she absolutely loved it. Now, that doesn't mean that it's the right vehicle for you and yours, though. That decision is up to you based on what your family needs, although I'll say it's a pretty good candidate. We'll put it through its paces and, of course, let you make the final call. It's the XC90 from Volvo this week on Family Wheels. So what we have here is a full-size SUV. It's a 7-passenger, and the turbo has the Volvo T8. So it's a 2-liter, 4-cylinder, twin-engine plug-in hybrid. Makes 400 horsepower, and Volvo say to get between 4 and 11 liters for 100 kilometers. Now that's pretty big gap. Personally, we've been finding about 9.2 liters for 100 kilometers, though I will say you can probably do a lot better than that. It being a plug-in hybrid, if you plug it in every night at your house and sort of just do some kind of errand running and short commuting and stuff, you could probably do a lot of your daily driving on almost exclusively electric power, which of course is going to give you a lot better efficiency than just running on gas. But the beauty, of course, of a plug-in hybrid is that, you say you want to do a road trip, or you don't have time to plug in the car, or you're just not in that type of a situation, you have a full gas engine as well to take you, on longer trips and get you where you need to go. So the plug-in hybrid to me really is kind of the best of both worlds. In other plug-in hybrids that I've driven, I feel like I could probably go about 4 or 5 months on a single tank of gas. Now that would be just sort of commuting back and forth to work and then doing a few errands and plugging the car in every night, and then on the weekends doing longer trips, that type of thing. So that's a major plus for a plug-in hybrid. This car, of course, is an SUV, so it's a little bit bigger and it's going to take a little bit more power. It's a heavier car, that type of thing. But of course, it being an SUV, you get all of the family perks and creature comforts that you really need for daily life. So, like I was saying, this thing is 7-passenger. The rear seats are stow and go, so if you have them folded, there is just absolutely gobs and gobs of space back there. Our standardized trunk test passed absolutely no problems. Stroller, diaper bag, 2 grocery bags, backpack, soccer ball, tons of room to spare. I think I could have the dog in there on top of all that and he would still be super comfortable. And then of course that space gets cut down significantly if you fold those back seats up. They fold pretty easily, and with them folded up, we'll start in the back seat actually. There's still a lot of space in that third row. Getting into the third row, it's not the easiest thing. It's the type of thing that you would put, small kids back there, or maybe adults in the instances that you kind of have to. It's just nice. I like the idea that, you can use the cargo space. If you just have a family of 4 or 5, you can use the cargo space when you need. And then if you're taking, kids, friends, or extra adults, that type of thing, you pop the third seats up when you need them, go where you need to go, and then fold them back down. It's just really nice to have the option, I think. The second row is fantastic. The seats there slide back and forth, which is really nice. They fold flat to give you even more storage in the event that you want that. And when I say fold flat, I mean like really flat. And they fold really easily as well. The headrest just folds down and the seat flops down. Nice and convenient. And a lot of space back there as well. The rear seats are heated. There's 3-zone climate control, which is fantastic. So when you have the back seats, the very back seats folded up, they get their own climate control, which is, a nice feature to have. So you keep everybody nice and comfortable. And of course, the interior in general, just the fit and finish throughout is fantastic. Volvo is a luxury brand, and yeah, this, it's really good. Everybody that I had in here really liked the color of the interior, just, sort of the styling of the seats there, super adjustable. Everything is power. All of that, basically like everything that you would expect from the cockpit. Really nice and comfortable, easy to sort of find a position that you like. And I will say that while this is, a larger SUV than sort of the smaller compacts and crossovers and that type of thing, it doesn't feel crazy huge. It doesn't feel like you're driving a massive boat. It's very car-like in its maneuvering, and we'll get into the drivability and stuff in a bit here. But it just, from the cockpit, it's just very nice, easy to be in, easy to control. You get all the sort of creature comforts, like a great sized moonroof, all of the sort of driver assist features that you could possibly want. Killer good infotainment system, which we'll cover off in a second. Seats are heated and vented. The car parks itself, and what I like about the parking features on the Volvo here is that first of all, the self park works fantastic, but it not only gets you into the parking spot, but it will also get you out of the parking spot, which is a really nice feature to highlight. We have a kick to open tailgate, adaptive cruise and blind spot monitoring, all that type of, sort of driver assist stuff that's just really, really nice to have. Appreciate all of that. Couple of little drawbacks that I didn't love about the interior. I find that the power windows are a little bit slower than I would like, but I mean, is that the end of the world? No, but I did find myself kind of waiting on them now and then. And I also am quite used to having a sunglass holder up here by the rear view mirror, and we don't have one of those here. So you're kind of stuck keeping your sunglasses either in the cup holder or in the console here, that type of thing, or you just kind of hang them on your neck. All in all, just the cockpit in the Volvo XC90, really good. Fit and finish, like I said, fantastic. Nice stitching. The steering wheel is comfortable. It's heated. All of that just fantastic and superb. The passenger seat, there is a lot of room there as well. Very nice and comfortable for your second passenger here. And with the sliding rear seat, a lot of room with a rear-facing car seat back there. If you have the rear seat slid all the way back with our car seat mounted rear facing back there, we're doing really well. 29 inches from the back of the front passenger seat to the glove box, which is a ton of room. Very comfortable for almost anybody there. And installing that car seat, not as easy as I would like. No latch covers, but we do get those little indicators as to where the latch system is. It would be cool to have latch covers there that would put it over the top, but still not impossible to find the latches with those little indicators there. The infotainment system is certainly a highlight of the XC90. You get a very large sort of iPad-esque screen that kind of has, sort of 3 menus on it, and you slide back and forth between them, and then those menus have sub-menus. And I would say, and you've probably heard me say it before, I really like having tactile buttons as well as the touch screen. This is probably the first infotainment system that I've used where I can say that I didn't miss the tactile buttons. I mean, we do have a few. There's a play pause button, a volume wheel, some skip buttons, and then some defrost buttons. Basically the things that you would really want, as soon as you get in the car in a hurry, stuff that you can use without taking your eyes off the road. Those are there. But beyond that, the touchscreen just works so well. I mean, it's really nice sized, and everything is laid out very well. There's a nice home button on it as well that just takes you back to the main menu. And anytime you just hit that and it goes back, and then from the main menu, you basically just have navigation, your phone, and whatever's playing on the infotainment system. And of course, climate control. And then you just pick of those which you want, and it takes you to that menu. And then the sub menus, like there's a lot more going on there, but it's all easy to navigate and to get to, and then to just get back home. Same thing if you want to adjust your climate, there's nice, easy to function buttons there. And it just is very responsive, very receptive to the input. Just wasn't at all confusing or difficult to navigate. I also like the dash too. It's digital, so we have a speedometer and either a tach if you're in sport mode, or a sort of fuel and efficiency gauge if you're in eco mode. And they're very easy to read. They're very sort of clean. They're not too distracting. There is a lot of extra little information in there about like range of the electric and distance in the gas and that type of thing. But it's not big and distracting. It's just nice and there. We also have some navigation in the screen. You can sort of adjust that and change the layout and stuff that you like there. But I like it all, and essentially, you know, it's just clean, easy to understand, easy to navigate, very responsive, and just works. Very happy with the infotainment system in here. The sound is fantastic, Bluetooth connectivity, no issues. Infotainment in the XC90 is an A+. Drive-wise, the XC90 is great. I mean, it's not a sports car or anything, but like I said before, it's really comfortable to be in, and it doesn't feel as big as it is. This is a 7-passenger, but it feels quite nimble, quite light in the road. Doesn't feel like you're taking up a lot of space. Really easy to park and sort of get around in. It's really, really nice to be in. And I mean, but that's not to say that the thing is any type of a slouch. The 2-liter turbo engine, the 2-liter turbo T8 puts out 400 horse. So if you need power, when you step on it, the thing gets up and goes. And of course, that's one of the things that makes it really, really fun. But of course, you also get that fantastic efficiency from the twin engine hybrid system. So yeah, it drives great, and it has some selectable drive modes to sort of help you suss that out. We have constant all-wheel drive mode, so of course if you are, you know, driving in some crummy weather, that's nice to have. There is a pure eco drive mode, which is going to get you the best efficiency and rely mainly on the electric motor. Hybrid mode, which is kind of just everyday driving, commuting, that type of thing. Individual, where you can sort of set it how you want based on power, suspension, performance, all that type of stuff. Power, which is essentially sport mode for the sporty driving experience. And then there is an off-road mode as well if you're, you know, doing some serious kind of backcountry stuff, which you can do, which is again a nice feature of the XC90, that it is all-wheel drive. So all in all, drive-wise, yeah, it's fantastic there as well. And finally, let's talk about the look-back test, or just sort of how this thing looks in general. And it's a winner for me, absolutely. I love Volvo. I think that they are doing some really great things these days. This car is clean and stylish and luxurious without being over the top. There's nothing about it that really says, hey, look at me, I'm a fancy high-end luxury vehicle. But it still has these lines and this sort of classiness to it that make you realize, like, yeah, it is a luxury brand, and it's a really, really nice ride. All in all, I just think it's a great looking car, and certainly I think I would find myself looking back very happily at it almost every occasion after I park it. Lots to be excited about with the Volvo XC90 hybrid, but of course, this is the part you were waiting for. It comes at a price. The base model hybrid starts at right around 75,000 Canadian, and it's pretty easy to option it up to over 90 grand. So not cheap, but that said, I mean, you are getting a lot of vehicle for your money. And, you know, if you're kicking tires between this guy and, say, I don't know, a BMW SUV, maybe something from Mercedes, even some of the domestic automakers have some really great stuff out there. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find something that can really compete against this guy in terms of its class, luxury, usability, performance, and economy. Kind of checks every box. So all in all, as I was saying, the XC90 is a definite winner in my book, especially this guy, the hybrid version. You get 400 horsepower, you get hybrid fuel economy, you get incredibly good looks. The car is so practical in terms of the usable space inside. Tons of cargo room, room for extra passengers if you need, you know, basically anything that you would need it to do. You want to take it skiing, camping, any of that type of stuff, it has you covered. But it's also really, really mild-mannered to drive, and it's fun. I mean, it's very powerful. It's a fun car to drive, handles well. The cockpit is really comfortable and just easy to be in. Knowing that I've purchased a vehicle that my whole family can be happy with is a major win. And as I was saying before, of all the vehicles we've tested so far, this is the one that my wife would probably pick. And, you know, to me, that's definitely saying something. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, give us a like or a subscribe or leave a comment. Would love to hear from you. For Family Wheels, I'm Scott.